Looks like we're live. Hello, everybody. This is meteorologist Andrew Pinero with this next Games and Storms live stream. All right. Oh, I got the email from my own notification system. Publish this out in a few spots. Maybe it's going out. There we go. Couple more. Hello, Meg. Thank you for joining. Hi. Almost done posting. Can't forget the Twitter. Okay. Well, that looks good. All right. So we're going to get started. But we're going to get started with something a little bit delicious here. Look familiar? Stella Artois. Always got to have a little bear with the live stream. I mean, that's what all the pros do. Looking good. So I have my computer set to what we did last time with the last Games and Storms live stream, and that had some pretty good results. All right, so cheers. I had a chilled Pilsner glass. Oh, that looks perfect. Ain't that a perfect pour? Haha. You got that 1 inch head on the beer. Beautiful looking. Cheers. Ah, tasty. All right. So, we're going to get started with some interesting weather. Let me minimize the game for right now. Okay, we're going to start with some good old radar. And it's beautiful looking outside right now. And then, after radar, we'll do some satellite. There we go. Then we'll look at some surface analysis. Then we'll start getting into some of the forecast models. Oh, Steam wants me to buy some stuff. Nope, I bought a game. I did buy another game. Meg, if you remember, I was watching that Star Wars Fallen Order special. I did pre-order it next week. Next week? 16. No, it's not next week. It's the week. I think it's the week after. It's the 15th. It comes out the 15th. But let's talk about some weather. And let's see how the internet is doing. No dropped frames, and we've been live for 8 minutes. At least streaming to YouTube before going live. That always takes a couple minutes for them to post it and test everything. But it looks good. Yeah, so we will talk about some weather. Let me get those up. We got we're going to do the Eastern U.S. view with the GFS. Oh, interesting. The NOAA data center is having problems on some NCEP model, and some NCEP models may be delayed. Interesting. This one looks like it was going fine. So NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, got the notice here that there was some data center problems, so there's delays in the forecast models publishing. That's not good. Now there is one other one I'm going to bring up here. And we're getting a little sciencey, so I hope you don't mind. We're going to talk about some 500 millibar geopotential heights in decameters. Okay, I got that one up there. Icon is not doing what I want it to do. Here we go. There's the icon. We'll do the NAM. And those are all the ones I'm allowed to show you. Oh, and for Meg, if you're still watching, the way we can get the switch on the live stream instead of the gaming computer, it's that special card that I have that we used for the green screen that allows my camera to connect from HDMI out of the camera and into the computer. So this card that I have in that streaming computer at the green screen studio, that one can take an HDMI in signal, and it has HDMI in and out pass through. So you could be playing the game here, HDMI into the computer, HDMI out of the gaming card, and into the regular television, so there's no delay there. And then I'm capturing the Switch gameplay to publish outward and stream. So that's how that would work. Alright, everything's working good. Knock on the wooden desk here. The only other thing I want to see is Task Manager. What we got? 40% CPU usage. Which before, when I was running in 4K, that was, so say 40% CPU usage just to get up and running just like now. But then the game would take another 60, and that would be maxing out the processor. So then the game now may take, instead of 60, it may take another 40. So we'll have a little bit of extra headroom, which is good. And we are setting this up pretty well. That is all good, looking good. I think my equipment is running very well. All right, let's get to it. Let's start with the radar. Let me see if my button works. Maybe it worked. I think I set the delay later, or lower. Yeah, it worked. Okay. So, this is the radar right now. Now, it's very calm. It's very quiet. I don't see any clouds outside of the window right now, which is great. So, it looks nice and clear throughout most of the eastern seaboard, except once you get into Florida. There's always some thunderstorms popping up there, even for December. So that is what the radar looks like. And when we look a little bit west here, we do have a couple areas of interest that we're going to be watching. But then it looks fairly calm once you get to the Pacific Northwest there as well. But we're going to watch a couple of these systems. So, let's take a look at this satellite. So now we can see these kind of two separate systems that we have here. And this harsh line, that rigid line of clouds and clear air where the high pressure is in control. That means it's a pretty strong high pressure because even though it's kind of oval shaped, the high, spinning clockwise in the northern hemisphere. So that is giving us the nice weather, which is going to be changing going into tomorrow. Because for the tri-state region here, even going as far as into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, all those, there's cloud cover already starting in Pennsylvania and New York there. So that's on its way in. Now we take a look at the surface analysis here. There's the high pressure. That high pressure, and this time was 18Z, which is now 1 p.m. because of daylight saving time ending. So high pressure in place. Wow, 1031 millibar. That's quite a good high pressure system. Okay. Now let's take a look at some of these forecast models. So starting with the GFS, and I do have the Euro up for what is publicly available with the Euro. Even though the news station ends or is ending, I still have access to some copyrighted forecast model stuff, so I'm not going to be putting that up. But anything here on the good old Tropical Tidbits website is perfectly fine. So here we got the GFS. Let's start playing through this. Here we go, I can arrow through it there. So this is at 18Z, which is the 1 p.m. high pressure in place. Now here, I talk about this quite a bit. This line here that says 540. 540 decameter thickness line. That, once we get more into the heart of winter, is kind of where the freezing line sets up. However, for this, the 540 line is not necessarily where the freezing line is. Perfect example right here. The 540 line is south of where the freeze line is. So this 534, that's kind of where the freeze line's going through. So can't call the 540 line exactly the freezing line because they are different. They're about the same, especially once we get into the heart of winter. But for now, they're really not the same. They're close, though. And when we start seeing this line starting to come down south, that's the little bit of a worrying part. So here, this is again the GFS. Well, we got the 12Z GFS because that's what this little notice here. NOAA data center is having problems. So let's arrow through this. So we have, this is 7 a.m. Thursday. This is 1 p.m. Thursday. This is 7 p.m. Thursday. So right here, we do see this pretty harsh line there. And now the 540 line is kind of right on where the freezing line is for that view. So that's where we're seeing green for the rain, and it looks like that blue, we're starting to see snow. Now the snow is getting close to the tri-state region. It's showing snow in Sullivan and Ulster County, not necessarily Rockland, but you can't get that precise on a forecast model. You can't say it's going to be here and not here. Because overall, all of the forecast models are going to be wrong to some degree. There's never one forecast model that is 100% right. Raymond, hello, how are you? Cheers, Raymond. Hope everything's going well. So, let's see if we progress through this a little bit more. Here, the 540 line dips into south central New Jersey. Kind of that freezing line, kind of right around there. And yes, Raymond, the next week looks very interesting. Because I didn't tease this in the beginning, but this is not the only snow event. So, Meg, if you are watching, this is not the only snow event that is possible. This is Thursday night through Friday, then again next week. But we'll look at that after we get through. We'll take this one system at a time first. One at a time, please. All right. So this is now 1 a.m. Friday. That's 6Z time. And this is showing most of the precipitation, specifically like northern New Jersey, New York City, Hudson Valley. Only difference is Long Island still in the rain. And it looks like Long Island stays in the rain for the longest period of time. Oh, southern Jersey too. Once you get into the southern Jersey, Delmarva area. But what's interesting here, as this system's making its way through, we do have these patches of blue. Now, there's our low pressure. And we have counterclockwise rotation around the low pressure. That means we're gonna have northerly winds coming around the backside of this. So when there's precipitation, when we get into November and December with these northerly winds, that means the upper atmosphere is cold enough for snow. Maybe not the surface, but that still could mean we're going to get snow. So here, this is called wraparound snow, around the backside of the low pressure with the counterclockwise northerly winds. That's where we could be seeing some wraparound snow. Now, I don't think anything accumulating, but we could be seeing our first snowflakes of the season. And the other thing we look at here, the dotted lines, the thickness lines, and the solid black lines, the isobars. Now here, they're almost perpendicular. That means we have a lot of something called cold air advection. Raymond, you are correct. I didn't get to talk about that just yet. This is all lake effect snow. So I was just talking right in the tri-state, but yes, you're right. Excuse me, there is lake effect snow coming off the Great Lakes and maybe the Finger Lakes. There may be some lake effect snow around there, but certainly those streaks there, that looks like lake effect snow, so you're right. But right around that 534, 540 thickness line, that's where it's going to be a little bit tricky, especially around New York City, where we could have some good amount of rain, and then it shouldn't be anything to be alarmed about, but we could be seeing some snowflakes at the end of that. So that's the GFS going into Friday. And then going into the weekend, another high comes in, so Saturday looks good. And then Sunday, very interesting again. The 540 line is south of us. We do have here the perpendicular thickness line and isobar. So we do have that cold air advection still. And as we go into Sunday morning here, 7 a.m., we have that little bit of mixing, that green and blue again. So there's another little round that we could be seeing. Next, let's go a couple more frames. So that really looked like just the morning, drier for the afternoon. And let's see here. This looks like our interesting system. Look at that pressure gradient. Look how tightly packed those lines are. And here we have pink and purple. So that is freezing rain and sleet all in there. There's sleet in Texas, according to this GFS. Sleet and snow and freezing rain in Oklahoma. So now let's watch what happens with this system here. All right. So going into, this is now 7 p.m. Monday. It may be starting, has some snow there. Getting up near Albany, the Finger Lakes, western Pennsylvania. And yes, Raymond, yeah, that pressure gradient, that is really going to be some strong winds going into Texas. Okay, let's see. So that was that 7 p.m. time. Now here, this is 1 a.m. Tuesday. There's no green. There's pink and purple. Freezing rain going into New Jersey with snow north of that into the lower Hudson Valley. And then it's not heavy snow, but it's enough snow to give some caution on this forecast model here. Then as we get into 7 a.m. Tuesday, there's some freezing rain and mixing. Am I off that day? Huh. I think I am. So we'll be going live that next Tuesday. You see? Oh, I didn't put that in there. So that is Tuesday. I am off. I'm working later in the day on Monday, which should still be okay. That's what I was, okay. So yeah, I'll be off Tuesday. So I'm not sure if we're going to do either. The three options I'll throw out for next Tuesday with this will either be a Games and Storms live stream like usual, a weather podcast at the green screen, or maybe something outside, whether it's a regular video or something maybe live outside. I did last time a live walk through the neighborhood last winter. Maybe we'll try something like that again on Tuesday. Okay. So that's freezing rain. Staying there. Oh, wow. It doesn't change over on this. It starts as some... I'm looking specifically near the New York City area. It starts as that sleet, freezing rain, and then stays that, and then turns over to some snow. Now here, we are seeing that the dotted line and the solid line, the isobar and the thickness line, they're not as perpendicular as it was before. So it's not going to be as much of cold air advection. The cold air is already coming down with this high of 1036 millibar coming right out of Canada. That's going to be bringing maybe even some Arctic air. And then behind that, the high stays in place. But it's interesting. This system keeps its moisture. And then after that stays, that's too far into the, let's go back to Tuesday there. Yeah. So that's starting Tuesday. And wow, this stays with us for a day until Wednesday. So let me look at that as well. Very interesting. Starting out the day on Wednesday. So this is 1 a.m. Wednesday, 7 a.m. Wednesday. It still looks like it'd be snowing. And that's really as far as we're going to go. So now before we switch forecast models, I want to keep this up. So we're going to rewind, and we're going to do a couple things. So this is going back here. So we'll start Thursday 18Z. I'm going to keep this here. And now we're going to open a new tab. And we're going to switch this to what was it? Accumulation. 24-hour positive snow depth change. So this is basically the positive snow depth, meaning snow increasing. That's kind of what that means. 24 hours. So after midnight, each of these, or 0Z, each of these days, it resets to 0. So if this goes into multiple days, we would just add up one to the other. So this is going through Friday. So here, it's not showing any of this precipitation, really, or accumulation of snow. Get down into there. Meg, if you want a beer, you can come over. You're more than welcome. Speaking of that, I got another one. Okay. Cheers for the beers. The Stella Artois is an expensive beer, but it is tasty. And every once in a while, it is worth it. All right. Can I pour this again? Oh, we gotta full screen this. Ready for the pour? Then you let it settle a little bit. And then top it off. Ooh, a little too fast. Oh, I went too fast. This one's got a lot of foam. Well, Meg, yes, I left it for you. You can have that. So we can have it together. But anyway, if you're heading out, in and out, feel free to join in any time. I'll just show you almost good. Maybe about 2 inches of foam. You really want about an inch of the head. But it's interesting to see from the underside there. I don't know if you guys can see from there. Just a little bit too much, so I poured it slightly too fast. But still, cheers. But yes, Meg, I left those for you to enjoy. All right, back to this. All right, here. So there's our little bit of accumulation possible once we get a bit more north. Now see how this drops? That's because this is the 24-hour change. So once we get to 0, it resets. So at this time, it's thinking there's going to be no snow because it just keeps dropping off. So that is the Friday event, or Thursday into Friday. And Meg, you are welcome. Yeah. Oh, so Thursday into Friday. In terms of accumulation, maybe not much. Now, let's fast forward this. Okay, oh, whoa, whoa, hold on there. Jumped a little bit too fast. Okay, so Tuesday 0Z. This is 7 p.m. Monday. 1 a.m. Tuesday. Look at this already. Accumulation. 7 a.m. Tuesday. 1 p.m. Tuesday. 7 p.m. Tuesday. What? I know we were talking about this with the FiOS meteorologists, and one his name's Jeff, that was from FiOS, went to News 12, so we all have a chat together. We were all talking about this, and we were saying, you know what? If FiOS is ending, we're gonna, let's have a snowstorm to enjoy the end of FiOS. Speaking of that, I did make a video, rather touching video, of kind of like a memory of the past 4 years at FiOS I had, and we have another video that's going to be of my last day. I filmed my last day, and I'm going to talk a little bit about that. Don't want to talk too much about it because it is sad. We're talking about snow right now, which I am looking forward to. So getting into the white, very interesting. So that's kind of pushing this 8 to 10 inches. I don't know. Now, I honestly have not looked at anything at all today. So, we're going to keep this going. Mm-hmm. And then as it starts switching through the 24-hour positive snow depth change, it starts dropping off. But still, the peak there's the peak. This is saying that 6 to 10 inches through this little streak right there. Wow. I did warn a couple people about the potential for this system of being kind of like those, or the weekend outlook, the winter outlook. It's gonna be like one of those years ago type of systems or winters, because we're in ENSO neutral, the El Nino La Nina pattern. We're in a neutral outlook for this winter, meaning it's not trending warmer, it's not trending cooler, it's not trending wetter or drier. It's trending this average. So maybe a decade ago, 2009 was a decade ago. Wow. Winters from that era, 2005 to 2009, 2010. That may be something what we're looking at. But it's interesting to see it starting. Okay. The next one is just the euro. Now, the only thing with the euro that's publicly allowed on here that I'm going to show is this 500 millibar geopotential height. Now, this is essentially showing the jet stream patterns. Now, this right here is the dip I'm looking at. So we can still see the overlay of the highs on here, where the jet stream and the cold, these geopotential height, as these lower heights. Essentially what we're doing is we're taking with this the 500 millibar pressure level in the atmosphere, We're keeping that constant, and we're seeing where the height is of this 500 millibar field. Because the atmosphere is an ocean. So think of it as an ocean. We have surface, we have sea surface. The sea surface is a constant level, the surface of the sea. But the height of the sea changes. That's what we're looking at when we look at this 500 millibar geopotential height. We're keeping something constant, which is that 500 millibar level, the pressure level. Think of that as the water level, and we're seeing where these heights are. So here, once it starts getting into the bluer, that's the colder, right here. 12Z Friday, 7 a.m. Friday, we're getting that little blast of some cold coming through. Then it starts to level out a little bit. And our next wave here, which is Tuesday, it gets deeper. This trough gets deeper going into Wednesday, and then it levels out a little bit. We're not going to look anything beyond that. So those two little dips in the jet stream bring in that colder air enough, especially this one, to maybe bring some snow. What did I do? I was worried. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show you with that one. Now we're going to go to the icon model. Waiting for that to load. And it's loaded. Okay, that's fine. We're starting out as rain. It doesn't really show any snow entering the tri-state. We do have these streaks again of lake effect snow, because that's when we're getting into those colder temperatures once you get near the Canada border. But it's not as intense on the backside. We still have the cold air advection coming in around the counterclockwise backside of the low pressure system. But there's just not enough moisture there with the icon model to really show any kind of wraparound snow, except for the lake effect snow. High comes in place, so Saturday looks good. Sunday isn't as bad. We still see, going to Pennsylvania here, those little areas in the morning hours of Sunday, so it's still hinting at that, just like the GFS did. But then once we go into the afternoon on Sunday, it starts to clear up or dry out. And then, going into Monday, that's interesting. Look at that. It pivots. The low pressure center stays still and it pivots. That's really interesting. Look at this. This is something totally different than what the GFS was showing. This low, you see that little movement? I don't know if it's being phased in with another system that's coming up the Gulf. But here, that's a pretty intense rain band. That's going to be Tuesday. And then this kind of has the Fujiwara effect. Actually, no, it doesn't. The low itself doesn't turn westward. On the backside, we do see quite a pressure gradient here. Oh my. Now we saw that in Texas, and there it is still in Texas at almost that same time. This is fascinating. I know I've spoken with Joe Chaffee about this, and his opinion of the icon is when it's fairly accurate and it's like on, it's initializing properly, it's on. It's really on. It's really good. But when it's off, it is very off. There's no intermediate where it's kind of close. It's either spot on or it's a shit show. Anyway. Very interesting look. And I am afraid of this pressure gradient. We could see high wind warnings, and that's the end of this forecast model. That's the end of the 180 hours. Okay, let's rewind here and go back to Thursday, 12Z. And now we're going to open this up again, but we're going to look for, this one doesn't have 24. This has total snowfall. And what it says here, true SLR, snow liquid ratio. So snow liquid ratio is something that is variable depending on the temperature. Essentially it is, average what we say is 1 inch of rain, liquid rain, is equivalent to 10 inches of snow. You may have heard 1 inch of rain is a foot of snow. That was just rounding that to make it easier, but 1 to 10, you kind of think of it as. 1 inch of rain, because when liquid water freezes, we see an expansion. You take a cup of water, put it in the freezer, it will expand. That ratio can be 1 to 10 in the version of snow versus ice. 10 inches of snow is 1 inch of rain. That's the SLR, snow liquid ratio. Now when it says true snow liquid ratio, it's making the calculation to determine if it is 1 to 10, or if it's 1 to 7, or if it's 1 to 15. The colder it is, the drier it is, the higher the ratio gets. So 1 inch of rain could be 15 inches of snow. The warmer it is, the closer to the freezing point, the lower the ratio becomes. 1 inch of rain could be 5 inches of snow. Snow. So that's what that SLR is. So let's see. Let's go through this. Actually, that has almost nothing. Actually, it has nothing in the tri-state region. A little bit into that northern Pennsylvania, going into western New York, the Finger Lakes, that little bit of lake effect snow could be there. And if we look at the legend here on the Tropical Tidbits website, anything here in that darker blue is less than an inch. So here it's saying a coating and nothing around the New York City area. Alright, so now the only issue with this that being just total is it's going to take this and it's going to add it on top of whatever we see next. So now there's Sunday. Here comes Monday. So there's that pivot that we're seeing. Ooh. And it's very close. It's giving me a 4-inch in, I think that's Ulster County. Almost a foot, over a foot in some areas. That again could be more lake effect snow coming through. But it's interesting, some areas on the coast here. So we have counterclockwise rotation, so depending on the position of the low, we could have onshore flow, just like the Finger Lakes. So that means we could have lake effect snow, the lake here just being the Atlantic Ocean. And that's what this is giving here. Right along the coast of Jersey, a little bit of a trace. Very interesting. So that's the icon. Unfortunately, the NAM does not go out that far. But it may be far enough to see this Thursday, Friday system. All right. So there we go. And this is per 1 hour. So 18Z is 1 p.m. Thursday. 1 p.m. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11 p.m. That's really where it's showing through New York City. It's really ending, but it's staying as mostly rain, except for the northern Sullivan, Ulster County there. It turns from rain to kind of snow around this 2Z time, which is 9 p.m. Thursday. So that's where the northern counties may be seeing a little bit of some snow. Not maybe enough for accumulation. We'll take a look at that in a second. But it could be enough just to see some flakes. And that's really where northern Hudson Valley, going into northern New York, or central New York, technically, that could see a little bit of snow. Now, the NAM is very interesting. The NAM is an acronym, North American Mesoscale. The key word M, mesoscale. This is a higher resolution forecast model. So this is seeing things that the other forecast models may not see. And yes, Raymond, we do know these systems flip-flop. That's why we do what we do on television. But at least for right now, on this Wednesday, I was going to say Tuesday because this is usually on Tuesday. On this Wednesday, we are going to... No, not North American model. It's North American Mesoscale model. It's North American Mesoscale. That's what the NAM stands for. Because this is a mesoscale model. That's why I had to go to this mesoscale tab for NAM and this HRRR and the WRF model and the RGEM. Mesoscale, that's what the M stands for in NAM. But yes, these models will keep flip-flopping. That's what I am kind of afraid of. But this Thursday one into Friday, that one I don't think it's going to flip-flop it too much because we're within 3 days right now. And that's kind of my cutoff for upping the certainties a little bit. That's the percentage of certainty, my personal reliability, essentially, of the forecast models within that 3 day. This is within 3 days. This is 2 days. So I don't think there's going to be much flip-flopping. And what I was saying with the NAM is because it's a mesoscale model, it can see things that the others can't. It may not be accurate a lot of the time, but it can see things the other forecast models just can't. And then this makes its way out. Saturday looks okay. Here, going into Sunday, it just has that little flurry here and there. Well, that's about it. And then that's the end of the forecast model. Now, the next one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to take you guys off screen. Just because I can't actually show this one. So I'm going to go to my special login for the Euro and the RPM model. All right, so I'm looking at the precipitation, mean surface level pressure on the Euro right now. So, this coming in Thursday night, the 540 line drops south overnight Thursday into Friday. We do have that almost perpendicular thickness line and isobar, so lots of cold air advection. Except this one is showing, the precipitation is mostly gone by the time the 540 line drops south enough to give any snow. So that one was similar to, I think, the Icon in that respect. Okay, let's see, let's go. Oh, interesting. Pivotal weather model website. Let's take a look at that. Because the one I'm using right now is directly from WSI, which is the system. It's owned by IBM. That's the system we use on television for the graphics models and the graphic forecasts. Oh my god, I looked at something else. November 15th, that Friday, I am off. Woo-hoo. November 15th is the day Star Wars comes out. Yes! We're going to have a Games and Storms on a Friday, folks. So we're going to, again, but this time intentionally, combine a Games and Storms and Weekend Outlook forecast with Star Wars. I am very excited. All right, we're getting into the end of the forecast section here. Getting ready for that. Okay. So that's the euro. The last one I just want to take a look at is the RPM. Now there's a 12 kilometer RPM and a 4 kilometer RPM. I'm on the 12 kilometer RPM. And we're going to take a look at first mean surface level pressure. Let's let that run and then we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here we go. So this is coming in at 20Z. So a little bit faster. About 4 hours faster. The other ones, remember, were coming in at 0Z. This is coming in at 20Z. So a little bit earlier with the moisture. And then it does switch over north of the Hudson Valley. Well, more northern Hudson Valley, too. Some snow there. But doesn't really ever get into New Jersey. It does a little bit around that Sullivan County in New Jersey. Higher elevations, maybe seeing that little bit of snow, but it's really funny. It's looking like the exact outline of the county of Sullivan in New Jersey. And then it really just drops off before those northerly winds can come in. Okay, so that's that system. Again, Saturday looks fine. Sunday has a few little like flurries here and there, more north of the Hudson Valley. Let's see how far, and it doesn't go far out enough. 72 hours was not enough. That's as far out as that one goes. I could, but we have enough for right now. I'm about to. This is the first hour mark coming up, so I'm going to switch into gaming mode very shortly. But we do have a little system coming, so you better bet your bottom dollar we may see some snow this week. I am very confident areas in New York State will see snow. Maybe not a lot of accumulations, but at least seeing snow. And also, if you guys remember, one of my managers reminds me of this too. November last year, we had 6 to 8 inches of snow in November, the week before Thanksgiving. And 6 to 8 inches of snow is not a big system for our area. It's moderate, but it was like it was the end of the world because the Department of Transportation just slacked on this. They did not prepare the roads with salt. They did not prepare anything, and the plows weren't out until after. They didn't prepare the plows until after the snow started. I found out from some connections that's just because snow removal budget starts on December 1st. So anything in November that's requiring snow removal is considered overtime. So that means one entire week for one person. That's 40 hours. That will be 40 hours completely of overtime pay. That is a lot of extra money to pay these guys for a system that doesn't budget for it. So we will see. Classic gaming. What kind of classic gaming would you like? I'm open for that. All right, let me close out this. Bring up some Steam. And then we are going to play some Destiny today. Whoa, this has changed. Interesting. All right. Let's log into Destiny. There it goes. It's a loading. While that's loading, I'll crack open another. Oh, there goes my coaster. Well, the coaster did its job, and it was sticking to the bottom of the glass. Alright, controlled pour right now. We're looking good. Let it settle. And then top it off. Oh, I topped it off too fast. A little bit too much foam head. So with the news, I'm thinking tomorrow will be the video of my last day and the explanation of what happened with FiOS 1 News. But today, at the conclusion of this stream, not on YouTube, but if you follow me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/weathermanap, my Twitter page, twitter.com/weathermanap or @weathermanap, and I don't know if I can do it on Instagram. I'll try on Instagram, which is @weathermanap on Instagram as well. I'm going to try and get that video on there, but at least Facebook and Twitter I know can take it. It's a little bit under 3 minutes of a video. Just a little memory, reminiscing a fond farewell video to FiOS 1 News and my time, my 4 years there. So I'm going to have that video out right after this stream. And then the full video that's going to include that and the explanation of what happened and my last day, that'll be out tomorrow. Alright. Let's get into this. Actually, it's looking not too bad. What we got in here? I feel like just jumping right into some action today. Maybe anything here? No raids for that. Maybe not there. Well, that says the Emperor has something, but it never worked before. Nessus Orbit. Can I go there? Oh, what is this? These are missions. Let's see if I can at least go here. Let's see what this looks like. I haven't been there yet. "2D, I don't really like unless specifically it's a Mario game. 2D Mario games I totally like. Or Sonic. I like Sonic as well. PS1 and PS2 games. Challenge with that, which I tried before. What was it called? There was some sort of copyright protection. When I tried to do a stream, if you remember, I played Metal Gear Solid 1 on PlayStation 1. I played that game with the streaming setup, but it didn't capture it very well. Okay, this looks okay here. How does the stream look? Just moving around, waiting for the stream. Good. Oh, that looks so good. Okay. What is this? I've never been here before. This looks like some sort of throne room. Is this just piles of gold? This is just a pile of gold. What? That's creepy.
But you disagreed, and now here you are. Your tenacity made you my favorite Earthling. So I built you a hall, a monument to your achievements. You'll have to fill it yourself, of course, but I know how you like to collect. Doesn't matter what you have to kill.
Okay. Interesting. Nope. I don't think I can get in. Well, this is not what I expected it to be, but it's kind of interesting. He's built a trophy room, a hall of honors for me. Interesting. Okay, well, for right now, we'll go back to orbit. Raymond, or Meg, if you're still there at least, doesn't that look much better? The quality of the stream? The smoothness? Well, let's go to Nessus then. I don't think there's any... Oh, there's a strike. Good. Let's do a strike. Alright. Let's get some action. They fired at me. I heard some firing. Who's firing at me? I'm gonna burn. Gonna burn. Burn. Oh. I love these headphones that you can kind of pinpoint where this is coming from. Okay. Now let's head to the strike. Oh. More. Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? And see what kind of percentage it gets up to. It's showing 40% right now because it's not in 2D mode. Let's see what happens when I go back into the game. And I'll play this for a little bit, and then we'll go back and check that. I am going to switch to a pike. Weird. I hear some artillery. I don't know where it's coming from, though. Alright, let's do this. Oh, oh, oh. That was bad. That was terrible. Whoa, this thing. Alright, I'm gonna get this. Haha. That was no challenge at all. Oh man, my glasses. They are pretty dirty right now. but I can't take my hands off the keyboard. We get to a safe area here. Oh, that's not safe. Now it's safe. Okay. Let me try and clean these as best as I can, because that's really smudging. Wow, that looks much better. Bad. Bad stream. Why is it saying a bad stream? Okay. Well, we were pretty much at 100%. 100%, 100%. That was at 100%. Very interesting. The GPU wasn't at 100%. Wow, I dropped frames. Very interesting. I wonder if it was the performance monitor. Do I have anything open I don't need open? So I need OBS open, I need Steam open, and yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's go back. Ooh. Vex. We're heading into Vex territory. Well, this is interesting. What is this, a never-ending thing? That looks like a never-ending little portal for these guys. Oh, I lost my hammer. Oh. Gotta get my hammer.
These Vex, they're building something.
What public event did I join? I didn't join a public event.
Yes, they are.
Oh, these things.
Good news. Vex activity has flatlined, taking your zone off alert.
Well, that was weird. Oh, we're back up to a good stream. Well, that's good. I haven't seen Delvin on this stream. He usually gives us our sunrise and sunset times. I was looking forward to that. Because I know it's pretty dark right now. It's 5:05 p.m. Oh no, it went away. Oh, I waited too long. Oh, what are these things? Hey, who's firing? You don't fire on me. Alright, let me start my strike.
Hey team, I know how we could hook Failsafe up to the Nessus core and mine all the data we could ever want. Just help me place these beacons and I'll explain.
Okay, let's see what this mission's all about. Well, that was easy. Where am I planting this? It's up there? Aha.
These beacons should allow us to hook Failsafe into the Nessus core. Think of all the data she could pull.
It is a proactive and clever plan, Friendly Ghost. I still think it's a bad idea.
What is that thing? But let's get this other little beacon in place. Oh, that music doesn't sound good.
Trust me. You know how I usually hack and scan stuff for us?
I do.
This one's all you.
How fun.
Wait, where's the other one? I can't find it. Ooh, there's data lace over there. Or whatever it's called. Data lattice. Data lattice. Oh, I see it. I see where it is. And there's a thing over there. There's a chest. Ha ha. Okay. We got those. This way. This is such a nice gaming experience, even though it's not the highest quality at the moment. That was the one thing I did miss. Just for this, whenever I did the stream, it's not at the 4K, which the computer itself can do. Oh, this...
Core is open. Get ready, Failsafe.
I am practicing my best Vex impressions. Please do not let them capture me, Captain.
Just treat it like tightrope walking. Don't think about it.
You're not helping.
These Vex, they're building something.
Calculating probabilities.
What
Yes,
is this?
they are.
Why would they leave these plates around if they get so angry when anyone steps on them?
Whoa. What? Let's assault this thing. Oh. Is there a thing?
anyway? Inorganic network intelligences?
Ooh. Well, overall, this is feeling like a much better gaming experience. And a streaming experience for you guys, the viewers. Oh, what am I hearing here? There you are. Come on, a little closer there. Why don't you?
You can do this, Failsafe. I believe in you.
If they
Oh.
kill me, I will haunt your shell.
Okay, let's see what this does.
I have interfaced with the Nessus core.
See? Easy. Grab everything that's not nailed down.
The Vex are attempting to impede my progress. There should be a conflux nearby. Please stabilize it for me. Thank you, Captain. Now eliminate those data cubes. They contain security protocols that are blocking my progress.
You're a pro. I knew this could work.
The Vex are fighting back. I have marked other confluxes for stabilization. Destroy the cubes they generate.
Ooh, it's getting a little challenging here. Wait, where am I going? Oh
Failsafe,
boy.
The Vex have sent a mind after us. Failsafe? Any updates? Okay, so she's been captured by the Vex. I'm so sorry. I can fix this. Get me the data core from that mine.
Nope, not there. Ooh. don't know if this is it, but it's interesting.
It may look like a big creepy eyeball, but I'm pretty sure this is just a Vex exhaust receptacle. Just don't touch it.
And it's somewhere up here. Oh, there's the thing. Oh my, oh! I'm surrounded. Much quieter. So quiet. That could be a bad thing. We will see. Come on.
Failsafe's gotta be in here somewhere. Help me get rid of the interference from these confluxes, and I should be able to lock onto her location. Got her. We've locked her in a cube construct. Take out the Vex and we'll free her. We hope it's not too late.
Thank you, Captain. I have spent the last decade speaking with a fellow prisoner.
A decade?
Wow.
It didn't take us that long.
Time must work differently within the network. He was a very good listener. It's a shame I couldn't take him with me. He showed me a myriad of potentialities for this galaxy. How the Vex intend to shape them, I will share with your vanguard.
I'm so sorry I put you through that.
But you did. And I never forget those who wrong me.
Huh. I never forget those who wrong me. Okay, let's head back to planet. Oh, this one didn't disappear. Let's see what this is doing.
I don't know why the Vex would put a conflux all the way up here, unless it was for the view. but Vex aren't really big on aesthetics.
Okay, well I got that, so we're gonna head back to the tower. Return to orbit. Okay. Now let's head to the tower. Well, Raymond, if you're still with me, what have you been up to? And Meg, I'm not sure if you're still there. I know you said you were going to be in and out. Waiting on the end of the wormhole? I guess this is the wormhole. I think it's actually waiting for some sort of synchronization to the server. Just flying through space. Once we get to the tower, I think that would be the end of this stream for today. We'll see. Oh, yes, we're still in Halloween mode. Did everyone have a good Halloween? The festival. Oh, yeah, there comes a lot of people. The Festival of the Lost, I think this is called.
Hello again. Lots has happened since we last met, hmm? An old friend came home. The moon is infested again, and the Vex are invading. These are all important things, but as always, it is also very important to remember those who have left us, and to look forward with hope in our hearts. That is the purpose of this festival. A holiday about death and loss, yes, but also hidden identities, beautiful lanterns, and candy. Have fun, my love.
Well, fancy. A spooky good time. Use this as a time to celebrate life and remember the lost. We eat sweets, light candles, wear masks to scare away our own fears. The other vendors in the tower may have some gifts for you. Go and wish each of them a good tidings this holiday. Okay.
Good luck, Guardian.
Well, let's see how... it's looking like it's getting much better.
Welcome, Guardian.
Anything here that I don't have to buy? Nope.
Come see me again, Guardian.
Oh, creepy. Ooh, what's this up here? Can I get up there? I don't know if that is actually a thing. Ooh. I did get up there, so it's possible. Come on, I'm gonna get up there.
When I lost Carlos and
Oh, I got it.
there was no one person
Some candy.
I thought that would make it easier.
What can I do for you, Titan?
I don't want to acquire an engram.
Confidence.
Let's see what this guy has.
What do you think? I won't forget everyone we lost. I won't, Guardian.
I think there may be some things I can disassemble. Let's see, 780, 789. Right. 789. 782. Here we go. 790. Rid of those. 780. I'll get rid of the 750s. Alright, ooh, a sword. 791. Here's a 750. That I'll get rid of. 750, yeah. I gotta see if I can do the infusion thing. I just need one upgrade module. Very interesting. 795. So I'll keep that in mind. Let's see here. 781. 790. I don't really like the scout rifles. I'll get rid of this one. And let's see about the helmet. 782. 795. Alright, there we go. 781. Now I think I can get to the new place. Okay, let's see what the post. Do I have anything from the post?
When I lost Carlos and Maria, there was no one person I could. Hi there.
Nope, no messages or packages.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. 2 hours to go.
It's still the Halloween season.
So then I opened the crate. What's the emergency?
Guardian.
Nothing from Zavala. Ah, it's always this nice time of the year.
The tangled shore. It's a lawless frontier.
I mean, this past Halloween had some very interesting weather. We had tornadoes. Actually, I didn't even check to see if that was the tornado was confirmed. Okay, what do we got here? Oh, it's just it's not actually a person. The clarinet.
Anything you need? If I have to.
Well, this seems new. What is this? This structure. Oh, that goes nowhere.
Doing great out there, Dad.
I have no idea what this structure is. But the traveler is looking much more whole again.
They won't know what
Alright, let's see if I can get to the moon now. That may be interesting to end the stream on. Because I'm at 780. So I should be able to recommend... Oh, 760. That changed. I thought it said 780 at one point. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens. I'm getting to the moon for the first time. And you guys are watching me get to the moon for the first time. I haven't bought the new Shadowkeep, but this is the intro to Shadowkeep. Oh, very interesting. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep.
Attention all Guardians. Last night we detected a seismic disturbance on the moon. Within hours it was swarming with Hive. This plague must not be allowed to spread.
Okay, let's eliminate the plague of the hive. Once it loads.
The hive pour onto the surface of our moon from the keep. That is where our disturbance originated. We will investigate, but first we must regain a lunar foothold. For some of you, this is all too familiar. But do not let the atrocities of Crota haunt you. Whatever this is, we will not let the tragedies of our past repeat themselves.
Oh. That ship took it out. Oh. Wait, that sounded like the Cabal. Oh. Very interesting. So they spawn even if you're there. Previous versions of this game, if you were there, they wouldn't spawn. Oh, those helium things. I remember those. Wow, this is pretty intense. Wow, this is really intense. What am I supposed to do? Oh, hive defeated. Just keep defeating them. Okay. %. There we go. Objective complete.
The hive appear to be retreating. Commander, these hive are erratic, scattered.
They lack leadership. Crota's death left a void they have yet to fill. But the disturbance seems to have emboldened them. They must be stopped.
We're on it.
almost coming up on the 2-hour mark. Wow.
Ivor coming from that portal up ahead. Let's shut it down.
Let me just get rid of this big guy first. Aha! A cleansed artifact. Ooh, interesting. Oh. I remember these things.
The Shrieker's vulnerable. Now's our chance.
Don't fall in there. Come on. There we go.
The portal is down, Commander.
Good work, Guardians. Thanks to you, we'll have an LZ up and running soon. In the meantime, press on towards the keep.
Guardian, there's no time to lose.
Ikora?
This disturbance, I know what triggered it. Who triggered it? Eris Morn.
Eris. She disappeared before the Red War. She's here?
Last I heard from her, she was headed into the keep. I don't even know if she's still...
We'll find her. Alive.
Okay. Let's end this here. Coming up on the 2-hour mark. All right. All right. Well, that pretty much concludes this stream. Thank you all for joining. So overall, we do have a couple rounds of snow. Nothing really big. This week, not everybody's going to see more of the northern counties into the Hudson Valley, going into central New York State, and then the lake effect snow coming off the Finger Lakes, the Great Lakes. That's where we really could see just little bits of snow, nothing really in terms of accumulations. Now going into next week, Tuesday is still a bit of a question mark. So I may be having my stream again, or I may be outside. We'll see what exactly happens. But overall, thank you all for joining. If you are new to the channel and you enjoy this gaming and storms weather content, hit that little subscribe button below and the little bell icon right next to that so you get notified when I go live like this, or I do upload videos too. So this is meteorologist Andrew Pinero. Again, thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in that next video.